What is up, everybody, and welcome to the 27th episode of the Minutes of Mindfulness Series. As always, I am your host, JC Conway, and as always, we are incredibly grateful to have you here. Today's episode is going to be about uncertainty. It seems like for me personally in my life, uncertainty and I have become really good friends as my wife and I have tried to move to Canada over the last few months, and we both have switched career paths, moved away from corporate America and are moving into a different career path. So with that comes a lot of uncertainty. Anytime we take a big leap in our life, oftentimes we're leaping into the unknown. And that's what today's episode is about. Now, for me personally, and I want to take a second to just speak from my own personal experience, routine and certainty are really, really comfortable. I am a huge creature of habit. In fact, I ate the same breakfast for, I think, like almost 5 years straight. The reason I like routines, the reason I like habits, certainty, is because it doesn't take a lot of variation to get what I want done. In other words, I don't have to do a lot of guessing on how I'm going to spend my resources, how I'm going to use my energy. And because of that, I fall into the routine trap, as I like to call it. So many times when we get wrapped up in our routines, we become victims of those routines, because they say that growth happens on the other side of being uncomfortable. And if we rely too much on our routines, we're never really pushing ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves. This last few months for me have been crazy uncertain. It's caused me to question a lot of the things that I'm doing. It's caused me to suffer in some ways. But in a lot of ways, it's made me a better version of myself. I've had to become more adaptable to what life brings at me, because every day now is different. Whereas before, when I had a mortgage and I was working in corporate America and I knew what my 9 to 5 was going to be every day seemed the same. Now, most of us, when we are facing uncertainty, it causes anxiety because there's a level of expectation in life. In fact, most of us, our ego, our mind, our brain wants to control life. And as you know, if you've been on this mindful journey for a while, trying to control life is a silly, silly proposition, because ultimately the only thing we have control over is ourselves. And to displace expectations onto life and to other people causes us to create a huge gap between what we expect to happen and what actually happens in life. This expectation gap, this uncertainty gap, causes a lot of suffering. But if we can change the way that we look at uncertainty, or if we change the way that we look at our expectations of reality, then we stop making demands out of life. We stop expecting things to be a certain way. And once we stop doing that, we're free to move throughout life. It doesn't feel like we're chained down or bogged down by these ridiculous stories that we've told ourselves over and over again in life. Life should be this way. Life should be that way. Life shouldn't have done this to me. Life shouldn't have done this to XYZ. Think about those stories that we constantly tell ourselves, because I know they're constant in my life. And when times are uncertain, it seems like those stories only amplify. So part of being mindful is looking at the stories that you tell yourself on a regular basis. Another part of being mindful and managing this uncertainty is to manage your expectations of reality. If you can manage your expectations, then you can move through life freely. So one of the greatest ways to alleviate our fear with uncertainty is to step into uncertainty. In other words, lean into uncertainty. Put ourselves in positions to feel uncertain. Put ourselves in a scenario where we don't know what the outcome will be. That uncertainty will only create resilience, because we'll see through each situation, through each triumph over uncertainty, that we're capable. We have the resources and the ability to overcome this uncertainty. Another way to overcome this uncertainty fear, this irrational fear of uncertainty, is to see the mind clearly. Again, mindfulness, right? To see the mind when it's trying to control circumstances or reality. Because we know we cannot control reality. We can only control how we react to reality. So with that, I really encourage you guys to embrace a little bit of uncertainty this week. Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. See what it does to your mind. See how your mind longs for control. Be mindful about it. Embrace it. Challenge yourself. I promise you, you'll come out on the other side a little bit better and a little bit stronger. Thank you guys for checking out episode number 27 of the Minutes of Mindfulness series. I can't say this enough, guys. I'm incredibly grateful for you. Thank you for watching our full videos and for all the feedback you've given us so far. Please be sure to give us any feedback you have, whether it's positive or negative. The idea for these videos is to answer your questions, and they're not for me, they're for you. So be sure to drop us a line. And then do me a couple other quick favors. Head over to Lee's website at www.purposefullivingcenter.com and see what she's got going on this week. As always, she's got classes, she's got courses, she's got a lot of cool stuff going on. And then finally, check me out at www.meditatingmillennials.com. I've got blogs, I've got videos. If you like what you see here, you'll like what you see there. And so with that, I say one last time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Until episode number 28, until next Sunday, stay mindful, stay blessed, and we'll see you then.